will you agree with me when I say that a person who refers to you as Makimba is a person who knows you very well?
Uzovumelana yini nami uma ngabe ngithi kuwena umuntu othi uma ngabe kubiza wena athi Makimba ukuthi loyo umuntu okwazi kahle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Now I want us to talk or speak under generally as someone who is incarcerated at this stage.
Ngifuna nje ke siqoqele nje ke sikhulumeleke nanjengomuntu ke oboshiwe njengamanje.
Be at Ngome or at Kalakabusha Correctional Facility.
Noma kuseNcome noma eqala kabusha.
Do members of the Department of Correctional Services ever conduct searches in the cells?
Ingabe ojele noma ke amaphoyisa la asejele kuyenzeka yini ke ukuthi ke azosesha kuma cell? Yes.
And then during the searches, do they recover contraband?
Ingabe uma bekwenza ke lokho kuyenzeka yini ukuthi ke batholeke lokhu okungafanele ukuthi ke kube kuma cell? Yes, it happens.
Can you elaborate what type of contraband do they recover?
Ungachaza ke ukuthi baye batholeke mhlambe izinto ezikanjani noma eziyini? It would happen that they would get money as well as wheat or dacha.
Do they recover cell phones?
Baye bathola ama cell phones? Yes, they do.
Are you allowed to keep cell phones inside the cells?
Ingabe nivumelekile yini ukuthi ke ama cell phone nibe nawo ngaphakathi kuma cell? No, it's not allowed.
Thank you, Mr. Buthelezi. Buthelezi, let us now revisit now in conclusion the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Buti Omncane Khumalo.
Mase siphothula ke manje ke asike sibheke ke ubufakazi bakhe Lieutenant Colonel Buti Omncane Khumalo.
He testified that he was the investigating officer of Nongoma case 163 of 2018.
Ushilo ke manje la lenkantolo ukuthi ke uyena kwayomseshi noma umphenyi ke wecala Nongoma 163/10/2018. Yes.
And then he further testified that he is stationed at the KwaZulu-Natal provincial office.
Washo ke nokuthi ke usebenzela ke ihhovisi lesifunda ke lase KZN emaphoyiseni. Yes.
He testified that on that Nongoma case 160 of 10/2018, you made a warning statement.
Ubufakazi abethuleke phambi kwayo lenkantolo ushilo ukuthi kulelo cala lelo ke wena ke unalokho abakwenza bakubiza ngokuthi phecelezi ke i-warning statement. Yes.
Do you recall making such a statement?
Ingabe usakhumbula wena usenza istatement esikanjalo?
Ngikhumbula bangibuza ukuthi isibhamu started
what I do recall is that I was asked as to where I got the firearm from. I then said it's mine. I got it in Gauteng.
You got it in Gauteng or you bought it in Gauteng? Can you clarify that?
Was told eGoli, was tenga eGoli. I got it in Gauteng. I never said anything about buying.
Okay, I want to read to you my interaction with Colonel Khumalo, BT Khumalo. It was the proceedings of the 3rd of June 2026 on page 33. I'll start on line number 7. Okay, let's start number 5. Mr. Sibanda, did you personally conduct the taking of a warning statement? And then Khumalo, no, it was not myself who conducted it. It was the people who arrested him on the crime scene.
Lana ke umshushisi uyabuza uthi ke ubufakazi bange-3 la June 2026 uyena ke wayibuza yena ke uKolonel Khumalo imibuzo ukuthi ingabe wena yini Colonel Khumalo owathatha i-warning statement kuyena cha kwakungesimina kwakuwabantu abambopha uma ngabe phendula.
Mr. Sibanda, and then after the winning statement was obtained as an investigating officer, did you go through that winning statement? Mr. Khumalo, yes, I did.
Emuva kokuthi ke istatement leso ke sesixwayiso sathathwa ke kuyena wena ke nanjengomphenyi wecala ingabe wasibheka wasifunda yini yebo ngakwenza lokho.
And then Mr. Sibanda, was there any information that you could investigate as a result of that winning statement?
Waqhubeka umthushisi embuza kungabe kukhona yini ke lapho ke information eyayikhona ke eyangaholela ekuthini ke wenze uphenyo ngaloko.
Mr. Khumalo, yes, there was.
Waphendula uKhumalo wathi yebo kwakukhona.
This is important, Mr. Buthelezi. Mr. Sibanda asked, do you recall what was the information? And the response from Khumalo?
Uthi ke kulaleleke lokhu semqoka kakhulu ke ingabe uyakhumbula ukuthi ke lolo lwazi noma leyo information yayithini.
Mr. Khumalo, so on the winning statement there are two aspects that the accused indicated, one of which is the last one. The last one said, unprepared, I am not prepared to write anything from you, but I am prepared to make a statement before court. That is the first part.
So, can you just say it?
Please, I just read one second.
Okay. Waphendula ngalendlela ke ubaba uKhumalo manje kunento ezimbili ke lapho ke umsolwa azisho enye yazo ke ukuthi eyogcina ayisho I am not prepared angimisele ukubhala phansi noma kube khona ke into engibhala phansi kuwena kodwa ke ngiyimisele ukuthi ke ngenze istatement phambi kwenkantolo. Ethi ke baba uKhumalo impendulo leyo ayithola kuwena.
That is the aspect that he indicated according to the warning. He did mention to the arresting officer that his firearm that you found in my position, in position of, I bought it from Gauteng for 1,800.
Siyaqhubeka ke ukuthi ke udaba lolo ke alushilo namakhulumile ke ngalo ngokwayo ke i-warning statement leyo ushilo ukuthi ke iphoyisa lelo elambopha ukuthi isibhamu leso enangithola naso noma enasithola kumina ngasithenga eGoli ngo-1,800.
Is that the information that you provided to the police upon your arrest?
Ingabe ke ngesikhathi sokuboshwa kwakho into owayikhuluma emaphoyiseni leyo?
Ayaka 1,800 angiwazi ngasho ukuthi nje lokho isibhamu masithole eGoli ngikhuluma ecourt angibothe kangaze ngiqhubeke ngisho lokho ekubenzisa ngishithi ngikhuluma ecourt statement sibe ngaka.
The issue of the 1,800, I know nothing about it. All I said was that I got the firearm from Gauteng. After having already indicated that I am prepared to speak in court or to say something in court, I don't see myself then going on and saying that.
So are you saying what is contained in this paragraph by Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo is not correct?
Ingabe uthi ke lokhu okubhalwe lapha yana uyena uLieutenant Colonel Khumalo akusilona iqiniso?
Ayaka 1,800 akulona iqiniso.
The issue of the 1,800 is not true.
Okay, according to you, what is correct in this paragraph that I've read to you?
Kuloko engiqeda ukufundela kona ke ngokusho kwakho yikuphi ekuyikona?
Ukuthi ngathi ngikhuluma enkantolo isibhamu masithole eGoli angisho ukuthi kubani ukuthi ngasithenga ngamalini noma ngasithenga ngemali eshola.
That I got it from Gauteng, that I was prepared to speak in court. That I bought it or I did not buy it or the name or the 1,800, those I never said.
Thank you, my lord. No further questions for this witness.
Yeah, any other questions?
There's the court places, my lord. My lord, I've got few clarification questions for the witness. Good day, Mr. Buthelezi.
Good day, sir.
Now, Mr. Buthelezi, under cross-examination by my learned colleague, Advocate Sibanda, you confirmed that at some stage you resided at the Basotho hostel, is that correct?
Kwimibuzo oyibuzwe uyena ke umshushisi uqinisekiseleke ukuthi kunesikhathi la khona owuhlala eBasotho hostel.
Yeah.
Yes.
When did you reside at the Basotho hostel?
Kwakunini?
Qala ukuhlala khona 2009 ngaphinde ngahlala khona 2011.
I started staying there in 2009 and then again I stayed there in 2011 ukuya ku 2013
Yeah,
up to 2013.
Yes. I think we 2013 ngahlala Kingsway nasipino la ngabashwa khona.
Kingsway. And then by 2013, that's when I then moved to Kingsway in Benoni, where I was arrested.
And then you also, under cross-examination, stated that Simphiwe Buthelezi at some stage resided in Heidelberg. Did I hear you correctly?
Ingabe ngikuzwe kahle yini uthe uSimphiwe Buthelezi kunesikhathi la khona wayehlala eHeidelberg?
Yeah, we are ejele 2016 behlale Hitlerberg.
Yes. Yeah, in 2016, when I came back from prison, he was staying in Heidelberg.
Do you have any knowledge at all whether Mr. Simphiwe Buthelezi ever resided either at the Basotho hostel or at Mazulu hostel?
Ingabe unalo yini ulwazi ukuthi ke umnumzana uSimphiwe Buthelezi wayeke wahlala yini noma kuseBasotho hostel noma eMazulwini hostel?
Wayehlala eMazulwini.
He used to reside at eMazulwini.
Okay. I'm going to request the state, my lord, to exhibit S on the monitor, which is the photo album that this witness was referred to, and in particular, photo 44 thereof, my lord.
Yabona.
You were, during cross-examination, shown this photo, which is photo 44 of Exhibit S. And Exhibit S, for background purposes, is a download of certain photographs by Sergeant Mabasa from the cell phone of accused number 3, who is Mr. Mngube. That's by way of background. Now let's do that exercise again, sir. You were asked to identify certain persons on that photograph. Can we do the exercise from left to right and then come to the center? Identify each person by their real names if you know them, or by their real names and nicknames if you do know them.
Asiphinde senze lokhu bekwenziweke kuwena ngaphambilini ke ukuthi ke abantu laba bakule ithombe lezi ke bake isithombe lesi ke ama downloads enziwa uyena uSergeant Mabasa kumakhala ekhuphini wakhe umsolwa wesithathu. Uma ungaphinde ke ubachazeke usuka ke kwisandla sokunxele ukuya ke ngale kwesokudla.
Qale ngapho ku Madrid.
Yep.
Marco.
It's Marco, the witness pointing to the person on the far left with the dreadlocks.
Umfana sekhaya uMgibe.
It's my brother Mgibe.
Umunye sekhaya uMthera.
Another sibling of mine, Mtera.
uMakimba lo yali.
That's Makimba, myself.
Khulekani lo ngale gcineni.
The one at the end is Kulegani.
Ukwenza lo qoshele phansi.
The one that is in front is Kwenza.
Let's focus on the gentleman in the middle with the blue T-shirt and a cap on, a bluish black cap. You said it's in Terra. What is his real name?
Umthera lona ke ubani igama lakhe?
Siyanda.
Siyanda.
And his surname?
Sibonga.
Ungawasithola kodwa ukhulele ekhaya umshana wami.
He is
Thelezi Sithole.
He is a Sithole, but he was raised in my home. He is my niece, which is Buthelezi Sithole.
You know, the reason why I'm asking you in particular about that individual is that Mr. Ntanzi says when he was approached by the police on the 16th of June 2020 to arrest him, Sergeant Mohane addressed Mr. Ntanzi by saying, "Yeah, Siyanda Buthelezi." So meaning that they refer to Mr. Ntanzi as Siyanda Buthelezi.
Isizathu sokuthi ke ngikubuzeke ngalokho ingoba ke umnumzana uNtanzi uthi ke ngelanga lokuboshwa kwakhe ke ngazi 16 ka June 2020 uSergeant Mohane uma ngabeza kuyena ke ufika kuyena Ntanzi athi ya Siyanda Buthelezi. There he just veered off the line very much so. He was way out of line.
And this photograph, you've stated the periods within which you were incarcerated in 2013 until 2016 and again from 2018. Do you know when this picture was taken?
Ushilo ke ngeinkathi ke zokuboshwa kwakho 2013 2016 phinde futhi ke ngo2018 ingabe uyazi ukuthi isithombe lesi sona sathotshuka nini?
Sithwebula ngo2013 eKingsway la saboshelwa khona sasisonke kanje.
It was in 2013 in Kingsway where we were arrested. We were all just like this.
Now, Lord, if I may beg leave, just to go to the screen, I just want to see the metadata on this photograph. Now, I've just approached the screen just to satisfy myself. The metadata on this photograph, Mr. Jonas, if you can read it for the record, please.
IMG 2014-0930 WA0001.
So it says 2014-09-13,
930.
and you say,
30.
and you say, according to your knowledge, this was taken in 2013 because in 2014 you were in custody. Is that correct?
Ngomininingwane ebhaliwe laphana ummeli acele ngiqeda nguyifunde manje kubhalwe 2014 ngey30 uSeptember wena uthi ke kwakungo 2013 ngoba 2014 wawusejele.
Yebo sashuta nge2013 2014 ngisejele.
Yes, the photo was taken in 2013 because in 2014 I was incarcerated.
Now, would you have a comment, if you've got any, about that metadata that says this photograph was taken on the, let me rephrase. Would you have a comment on that metadata which I asked Mr. Jonas to place on record of 2014-09-13? Would you comment on that?
Kukhona ke ongakusho wena kuloko ebengiqeda ke uJonas ukuthi akufunde manje ke bhalwe 2014-09-30.
Angagcizelela ukuthi akusona isithombe sika 2014 sika 2013.
No, I can emphasize that it is not a 2014 photo, it's a 2013 photo.
You know the reason I'm asking you this, I'm asking in the context of the bigger picture. We've had photographs in this court displayed showing the metadata, and the argument from the state has been the metadata depicted on the photographs are the dates on which those photographs were taken. So I'm asking you within that context, because you said physically it is impossible for me to have taken that photo in 2014 because I was incarcerated.
Yazi ke isizathu sokuthi ngikubuzeke lokho ngikubuza ke ngoba ke kunezithombe eziningi ezikhonjisiwe ke la phambi kwalenkantolo bese ke abashushisi basho ke noma betshela inkantolo ke ukuthi ke imininingwane ke ebhaliwe lapha yana imininingwane ke eshoyo ukuthi ke isithombe leso sathathwa ngalelo langa lelo wena ke uyasho ukuthi ke cha angeke kwenzeke ke lokho ngoba wena wawusejele ungakaphendula.
As the court pleases, my lord, we raising on an objection. This witness, my lord, is not an expert. Number one, he cannot comment on the metadata of this photo. He can only assist the court as to when the photo was taken according to him which falls within his personal knowledge, whether the metadata is indicating that date, my lord. If I can take the court back to the evidence of Sergeant Moses Mabasa, he indicated that photos that were downloaded from the device of accused number 3, they were either taken with that device or they were downloaded to that device, meaning that some of those images were sent to that device, my lord, as the court pleases.
Uthi ke mshushisi ufakazi ke akangeke akube khona akakhawulayo ke ngokubhaliwe lapha yana ngoba akasiyena ke ungoti ngoba futhi ke ubufakazi bakhe uMabasa bathi ke ukuthi ithombe ezadownloada ke kuwona umakhalekhukhwini kaMsola wesithathu ngabe zathwetshulwa kusetshenziswa wona loyo makhalekhukhwini noma ke zathunyelwa kuwona loyo makhalekhukhwini kaMsola wesithathu.
Let's go to a different aspect. You were asked during cross-examination whether your brother, Marco Siyabonga Buthelezi, also goes by the name of Khulekani. You remember that?
Uyakhumbula ubuzwa ukuthi ke umfowenu uMarco Buthelezi ukuthi naye ke unegama noma ke uyabizwa ngegama likaKhulekani. Uyakhumbula ubuzwa lokho? Yes.
Have you ever heard someone from your family, Marco's friends and your friends and the people that you both know, referring to Marco as Khulekani?
Wake wezwa yini emndenini abangani bakho abangani baka Marco abantu baziyo naye abaziyo futhi kukhona yini ababiza uMarco ngegama likaKhulekani?
Khulekani ekhaya ngimazi ukuthi uKhulekani lo mfowethu ngabe lo white jacket emini.
The only person that I know in my family to be Khulekani is the person right at the end, the witness pointing out to the person with the jacket, navy jacket.
As the court pleases, my lord, those were the aspects that I wanted to clarify with them. Sorry, my lord, may I approach case number 2? As the court pleases, my lord, I'm indebted.
Thank you, Mr. Buthelezi. Let me assure you that the following aspect that we're going to deal with is the main aspect, but it's just to complete what has been started by the state.
Akusona ke udaba olukhulu lokho kodwa nje ukuthi nje siqadeleleke lokho umshushisi beseqalile.
You referred to an exhibit SD, which is the photo of accused number 3, and you correctly identified it as such. May it please be pinned.
Kunesithombe ke lana osikhonjisiwe ke sakhe umsola wesithathu ngempela ke nawe wase usikhomba ke usho ke ukuthi uyena impela.
You went through, the state requested you to identify certain features which are appearing on that photo. You identified them.
Wase ucelwa ke ukuthi ke kunezinto thizeni ke ocela ukuthi ke uyikhombe ke noma uzisho wakwenza ke lokho so nesithombe.
Yes. Importantly, the last aspect that the state actually reminded you, which you would not have, which you did not do, is that he also reminded you to tell this court what his color is. Do you still remember that?
Buziwe futhi ke nangebala lakhe ke uyakhumbula lokho? Yes.
And you told this court that he's very white. Actually, that's the rest of his family. This is how the rest of his family is, not so.
Washo ke ukuthi ke umpofu nokuthi ke bonke ke kibo ibala labo ke leli bampofu. Yes.
Yes. Amongst others, you were requested to say something about his teeth, and then you said there is gold there.
Celiwe futhi ke ukuthi ke uphawuleke ngamazinyo akhe washo ukuthi ke kunegolide ekhona lapha. Yes.
Thank you. Now, please understand me. I want us to clarify your observation. Do you understand?
Ngicela ungizwe kahle ke ngifuna nje sichazeke nje noma ke kucaceke la kuloko okubonayo noma okubonile.
Thank you. Now, you are specifically requested to comment on his teeth on the upper jaw.
Uceliwe ke ukuthi ke ukhulume ngamazinyo akhe noma uphawule ngamazinyo akhe ke la angaphezulu.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let us start that process again. His teeth, his upper jaw, the teeth in his upper jaw, how do they look like?
Amazinyo akhe la ala ngaphezulu abukeka kanjani?
Or what is the color that you see in that photo of the teeth in his upper jaw?
Noma ke umbala wamazinyo akhe la aphezulu obonayo lapha esitombeni.
Ngabona emhlophe.
I see them to be white.
Thank you. That's the color, not so.
Umbala lo wangithi.
Yeah.
Yes.
You approached the screen and immediately said, there is gold there.
Ubese usondela ke lapha yana wase usho ke ukuthi ke kune gold lapha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you say there is gold there?
Kungani uthi ke kune gold?
Libonakala ngathi igold le ngala afekugcineni.
The one right at the end, the witness pointing to his left,
Yes.
appears like a gold.
Yes, that's what I'm asking you. Why do you say it appears like a gold?
Yilokho ke ngikubuza kuwena ke kungani uthi libukeka ngathi igold?
Is it because of the color?
Ngabe ngenxa yombala yini?
Ngibone lona ngathi ihlukile.
I saw it to be different compared to the others. It's like gold. It's like it's gold.
It's like it is gold. You know, as I've said, it's just a clarification of your answer. Why do you say it is like? You are saying it seems as if it is gold. Now I'm asking you, why do you say it seems as if it is gold?
Uthi ke ingathi yigolide noma ke yigold. Ngizama ke ukuthi ngizwe ke impendulo leyo yakhe kungani usho kanjalo.
Ngathi umshushisi ubuzile engibuza ukuthi igold le ngiyalapha amazinyo akhe. Ngathi khona kumoto khona igolide amtshathi ngiyabona ukuthi kuyigolide la.
I think the state of the prosecutor asked me if it is gold or it was pointed out as gold, and then I indicated that I can see that it is gold.
So is the state who suggested that that could be a gold?
Okushoyo ke ukuthi umshushisi okuvezile ukuthi ke kuyigold.
Yebo yikho ngithe mayiqhubeka umshushisi mthetho since ngimazi uNcube ngimazi negold until ngigcina 2011.
Yes. Hence, when the state went on, I then said that since knowing Mncube, growing up with Mncube, I've never known him to be someone with gold. Up until the last time I saw him in 2011, I've never known him to be someone with gold.
Thank you, Mr. Wuteleji. I want us to put that which you have just mentioned now in bold letters. The state has suggested to you that that could be a gold.
Ngiyabonga ke Mnumzane Buthelezi sengifuna lokho ke manje sibheke ke kugqameke ngamagama ke amakhulu ukuthi ke kube umshushisi okuvezayo ke noma ke okuvezile kuwena ukuthi ke leyana iyigolide noma kungaba yigolide. Yes.
And then you said you do not know accused number 3 having a gold.
My apologies to Advocate Minister, my lord. I never suggested to the witness that was gold. I said, what is it that is you can see on the upper teeth, my lord, and on the upper quadrant, and the witness responded that it was gold. Do not suggest an answer to him.
uthi-ke umshushisi-ke akusiyena okuvezile-ke lokho ubuzile nje kuphela ukuthi-ke ufakazi yini ayibonayo kulamazinyo angaphezulu esithombeni laphaya.
Thank you. Mr. Buthelezi, I've said this is it's just it's just an end small. It's not something big, but your version is you never knew Mr. Ncube with a gold insert or whatever in his dental formula.
Kodwa-ke okushoyo wena ukuthi-ke nje ekumazini kwakho-ke yena-ke uMncube awumazi enegold. Yes.
Thank you. Let me just do exactly what the state did with you. It referred you to the testimony of Mr. Khumalo, who arrested you. It also referred you to the testimony of Mr. Mboto. It also spoke about Mr. Mboto that you did not know, not so, or that you do not know. Do you still remember that?
Angenzeke lokho-ke umshushisi akwenzile ukhulume ngawe-ke ngofakazi bakhe uKenel Khumalo wase futhi-ke ekhuluma ngaye-ke uKenel Mboto ongamazi angithi. Yes.
I'm saying let me just do exactly what the state did with you. Now, Mr. Ncube was taken for dental verification, and a report was written by Dr. Saul about his dental verification. That report was brought to court here. It was handed to the state. The state read that report. It is in evidence. Dr. Saul confirmed that Mr. Ncube, and as you correctly say it.
These are the issues that never came out as a result of cross-examination. I never mentioned the dental report because I know this witness will not assist this court with that report, my lord. So this is new evidence, my lord.
I did not get the nature of the objection, my lord.
I am saying the line of questioning by Advocate Mnisi is something that did not come out as a result of cross-examination by the state. I submit, my lord, that what is happening now is re-examination, my lord. We are not starting with new issues afresh, as the court pleases.
Udaba-ke u-Advocate Mnisi abuza ngalo luka-Dokotela uSaul akulona-ke udaba engibuze ufakazi ngalo manje-ke sekubufakazi obunye-ke noma obushwa-ke manje lokhu abuza ngabo akabuzi-ke imibuzo ephuma-ke kule mina ebengibuza yona.
No, my apologies, my lord. My lord, this is indeed re-examination. It has got to do with the observation being what is identified in the photo there, that teeth which has been colored to appear as if it is gold, being said that is gold. I've said to you, there's a report that was penned by Dr. Saul. I made a mistake. There's a case that I was dealing with where Dr. Saul was involved. So this report was penned by Dr. Ali. Now, Dr. Ali confirmed what you've just told to this court, that you never know Mr. Ncube having a golden teeth, a gold in his teeth. Dr. Ali said.
Objection, my lord.
Does it arise from cross-examination, Mr.
No,
Ncube?
my
Please.
lord.
Please, let's just...
It does, my lord. It does. Remember, the issue of a gold is something that came out of cross-examination. So this is just a re-examination with regard to that very same aspect. And I am really saying to this witness, your observation that came out of cross-examination, that Mr. Ncube never had a gold tooth, or that you never saw Mr. Ncube having a gold tooth, is confirmed by report of Dr. Ali. That report which was read by the state into record. That is all that I want to put to him.
Maybe if Mr. Mnisi can just read the contents of the report to this witness. That's not my recollection regarding that report. That report, my lord, I remember I even objected at some stage. You said currently, my lord. You never said never had a cold tooth. That was not the report. I can also assist the court with the report, my lord, but that is not my recollection.
Yes, that is his recollection, my lord, which is his own recollection. But Dr. Ali, who assessed Mr. Mncube when he was referred for a dental evaluation to determine whether he ever had a golden teeth, Dr. Ali said he cannot find any sign that that Mr. Mncube had a golden teeth with him.
Udokotela uAli awayethunyelwe kuyena ke umnumzana Mncube ukuthi ke ayombheka ayomhlola ke amazinyo. Washo ke uma ngabe bhala umbiko ke owalethwa ke phambi kwayo lenkantolo ukuthi ke lokho ke yena ke akubonayo akuthola ukuthi ke akakukho nje akuthola noma kuyinkomba yokuthi ke umnumzana Mncube wake wanezinyo legolide.
That basically confirms what you've just told to this court in cross-examination.
Lokho ke manje kuqinisekisa lokhu wena oqeda ukutshela inkantolo manje kubufakazi bakho.
Thank you, Mr. Thelisi. I have no further questions to you.
As a court, this is my lord. Can I place what's written before Mr. Mnisi concludes his cross-examination? What is recorded on the report?
Was it handed up, that report?
That is correct, my lord.
Yes, it was, my lord. The state read it into record even before we could do it.
Was it a comprehensive report? Because as I remember, it was not. The fact that Rata in 1920 is said to be having a golden teeth or an insert, and then somebody else in 1922, who was an alleged dentist, comes and examines you and cannot find such a tooth. He doesn't go on and say, it looks like a tooth was extracted where. If I read that, I understood it well.
Is that what the report says, my lord?
No, it doesn't say that.
What does it say, my lord? Because
Not what you are saying.
Excuse me, my lord.
It doesn't say what you are saying.
No, I'm asking that.
I'm saying Dr. Ali
Yes,
doesn't say
yes,
that patient of his
yes.
was extracted, a tooth or a teeth or teeth were extracted
Yes.
at a particular denture. Doesn't say that.
No, my lord.
He says there's no golden tooth.
No, my lord.
Okay, fine, I'll read it myself.
Please,
Otherwise we're going to waste time.
But I'm going to request the court, my lords, to basically understand that report the way in which it was written by Dr. Ali. And the fact that the court says it does not mean that when a person in 1920 had a golden teeth, and then in 2000 he's referred for an evaluation, then the report cannot, or the report must say that it does not mean that in 1920 he never had a golden teeth. I don't know where that comes from, but because the report specifically says that, look, there are no signs that Mr. Mncube or the patient, or in this report, Mr. Mncube, there are no indications that Mr. Mncube ever had or had a golden insert in his dental formula, except for those abrasions which could be because of hard toothbrushing and stuff like that, my lord. That's all that what the report is
You must
saying.
remember we've got two dental reports.
Dental report.
Yeah, we've got two
Yes.
in this court.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. There was a dental report of
I'm
Dr.
giving you-
Clarke in Rustenburg. You remember that one?
No, I'm talking about the dental. I thought the court is saying that it has got two dental reports as they
Yes,
relate
there
to
are two
Mr.
dental
Mncube.
reports in this court.
No, my lord, that other one does not relate to Mr. Mncube. I'm talking about the one that relates to Mr. Mncube. So I don't want to confuse that
Okay,
other
fine.
report that does not refer to Mr. Mncube.
Okay.
I'm only concerned about the one that refers to Mr. Mncube, which was prepared by Dr. Ali after having observed Mr. Mncube.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, my lord. That is all from me, sir. Thank you, sir.
Siyabonga mqedile.
Thank you, my lord. I have no questions. Thank you.
I have no questions, my lord.
As the court persists, my lord, indeed, so that is it with respect to the evidence of Mr. Buthelezi. And further, my lord, for now, that is also the case for accused number 2, my lord. As the court persists. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we pay. That's all they are going to request or require from you. Evidential wise, you may be excused.
Siyabonga baba, baqedile ngaba.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you, Mr. Buthelezi, for making time for us.
Yeah, so what do we do after this?
As it please the court, my lord.
Yeah.
I never had expected that this will be the end of accused number 2's case. But nonetheless, I will not be rushing issues, because by doing so, I'll be prejudicing that which I need to prepare in respect of accused number 3. I'm not ready to start today, my lord, with accused number 3's case. I'll not be ready to start even tomorrow. I might probably be ready to start on Wednesday with
When?
accused number 3's case, on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes, but apparently there's an indication that tomorrow we need to come back here because of Mr. Koza.
Yeah, quite.
We'll only be coming for Mr. Koza, my lord, but not to start with accused number 3's case. I'll be starting on Wednesday. But over and above that, my lord, I think there was an indication earlier on with regard to the language service that needs to be provided when Mr. Mngube comes and take the stand.
The what?
The interpreter. Apparently there was a discussion between Mr. Mngube and Mr. Jonah here that Mr. Mngube says he would request, and I was not involved in that discussion, that he will request an interpreter who speaks pure Zulu. I don't know who that interpreter is, but apparently that's a message that I got, my lord. So I don't know if that has been arranged. If it has not, I think tentatively by Wednesday we should know whether that interpreter is available or what.
Can you just
Thank
correct
you.
that? Not pure Zulu,
Oh.
but Zulu by birth.
Oh, okay.
By?
By birth.
Oh, okay.
The issue is, I need someone who is Zulu by birth. Not someone who speaks pure Zulu, but someone who's, but it can be, I can indicate, my lord, it cannot be arranged. I think I once indicated to Mr. Mnisi, it needs to be a formal. I must take it to my superiors, my lord, because there needs to be reasons. So it needs to be a formal thing. It must be, Mr. Mnisi needs to write down something formal that I need to take to my superiors.
Has it ever happened, this thing, in South Africa? Since you have been an interpreter for many years,
24, 25 years.
has it ever happened in your career?
I don't know. I don't know, my lord. Let me not. I don't know.
I don't know as well, my lord. Because, if
I know it has never happened. I've been an attorney for 30 years, and I've been a judge for 30 years. I've never, ever, ever had it. Never. Where a person who's appearing in court chooses an interpreter for himself. Unless you say, Mr. Mr.
Joma.
Yeah, Mr. Jonas
Yes.
doesn't know any Zulu. The other day I was listening to a guy cracking jokes at the commission there, and people were impressed about his Zulu. When he says, we must adjourn for line, hey, Masio Jamatota. And it's supposed to be Zulu. So you can say 101 things about Zulu, and they all convey the same thing. Okay?
I don't know, my lord, how...
Unless you're saying he's incompetent, Mr. Jonas, incompetent. Akasazi Zulu.
May I quickly take instructions from Mr. Mngube, my lord, because, as I'm saying, I've never been part of the discussion
Okay,
on
fine,
the reason why should that happen or not.
situation like this before Judge Matondo in Peter Marisburg High Court. I think that case is
What was it about?
courted. The issue was that the accused was saying he needed an interpreter who speaks the language in the way that he understood. In Peter Marisburg,
Sorry, don't say I'm getting into your mouth. We've been sitting here for 3 years. 3 years. Are you aware of it?
yes.
Thank you. As long as you know. 3 years.
In that case, my lord, they were all Zulu speaking.
Yeah, they're all Zulu speaking.
Yes. But because the accused had indicated that, my lord, and then an interpreter who speaks the Zulu of the area where the accused came from was arranged, and then he came and interpreted for that period. Because the problem with this issue, my lord, it affects the rights of an accused to a fair trial. To say I have not had an opportunity to be interpreted in the language that I understood or in the manner that I understood.
It must be a trained interpreter. You don't just take somebody from the streets.
Yeah,
And say you can't interpret.
yes.
This gentleman has been nothing to speak to me. You attended college. Justice College. Engelbert was still there. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I know all about these things. I've been here for years and years. So you don't take anybody nje. Azokhuluma isiZulu. He must go to Justice College, be tutored as an interpreter. If you can get me somebody like that, fine. But the fact that Mr. Jonas says he's going to look for somebody who wants to khuluma isiZulu, can't be done.
As it is the court, my lords, just to convey the instructions that I got from Mr. Mnube, they are basically, in essence, similar to what Mr. Jonah has said, that it was a request that was made to him that there should be an interpreter who is a Zulu by birth, my lords, not
An interpreter, just bring that thing. An interpreter is an officer of court.
Yes,
An officer of court,
yes, my lord.
trained. That's why you can't take anybody in jail.
Yes, my lord.
And me, I'll be a stupid judge to agree to that. Because he will come and say, this guy was never trained. But I couldn't use Zulu as a phone. So this gentleman, he's standing here because he's chief of the interpreters here in Gauteng.
Thank you, my lord.
And I know him for years and years and years.
I can
Okay,
take this.
that's
my
my problem.
Thank you, my lord.
Hey.
But that has just been the situation.
Yeah, fine. So what do we do?
I think we can postpone up until tomorrow for
Okay,
Mr.
fine.
Koza to come and explain whatever that the court would want
Yeah,
to
fine,
come and
okay.
explain. Thank you.
We are adjourning then?
As the court pleases, my lord, we can proceed tomorrow.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Yeah? Okay.